I think what brought me to it in the first place was that online, when I looked, I found it online somewhere, but what appealed to me the most was actually those kinds of things, that there was the person doing it, running it, and there's somebody directly in it, was in personal contact. And she was very helpful. But when she told me about, getting together beforehand, or you could find these travel logs online of places and certainly when I was deciding about Italy, that was one of the biggest things, was that was available online to see what did people actually do. But the personal element for sure was the thing that drew me to it the most. I was being a little bit more interested in some of the smaller companies. And when you were coming to Stony Creek, that was just an example of that. That was amazing. Like, I hadn't heard of such a thing before in the bigger companies I was with. And I was just curious. It was just such a pleasure to be able to personally connect with people. And that was the way the whole through the trip, all of it was much about that, in terms of why it felt different than other places. And I'm sure you hear that all the time. I mean, I think that was one of the goals that you had to setting it up. I really liked that you could connect with the people ahead of time, the other travelers ahead of time. And Cassandra, I think, had sent email of if they wanted to. And it's all very, I like that too, that they check. It's not like you just all of a sudden you're in a meeting with all these people. It's all very personal and connected. I really appreciated it was fun to have the kind of camaraderie of, like even if that was the decision. So that was good. And then the groups are very like-minded is for sure a good word, because if you didn't want to meet new people and if you didn't want to experience versions of different connections, you wouldn't go. Like, that's pretty clear. So most people that go are open to meeting new people. And it was a nice mix of regular couples, other couples, and no couples at all. And it was a nice mix. When I didn't lose them, there was always somebody around to sit down with. Like, it was easy once you got there. Oh, and that was great. It was a lot of fun, and it was a lot of options. You could do things on your own or not on your own, and people were never objecting if you wanted to sit down, or they would just act. Like, it was, I actually really liked that aspect of it. I got to do just as much with people as I needed to, and you didn't have to do everything with everybody. So I liked that combination. It was much easier with this group, with your way of doing it. You could see the effort had been put in here to make that happen more functionally. I think it was a good group, or maybe it's just the kind of people that come into that group, that kind of the groups that you set up, because there was very little hanging around waiting for people, anything like that. There were very little of the thing where, you were waiting 20, and if you were, it was actually more of a concern, and it wasn't typical. Like, when I've been on other tours, every single time you had to get on and off the bus, every single time. And it was also not as much getting on and off the bus, which was excellent. So you would go from the hotel to somewhere, but it didn't seem to be a stop and start, and which made it maximize the time. And it also minimized the frustration of having to wait for somebody to buy their beer in the store and bring it in. There was less of that. And if there was top opportunities to shop, which everybody wanted, it was during a day. It wasn't, okay, get off the bus, run, go shop. And some people really liked, I'm sure that one of the biggest challenges for anybody in your situation is some people want to shop every 10 minutes and get off the bus at every single souvenir stand, and other people don't. So I found this was a good mix. It felt like camaraderie was good.